Well, here we are again with another YouTube video from our digital photography SIG at Awesome. Today we're going to explore the type tool and the effects that you can get with it. There's lots of tools and lots of effects. Click on the T down here and you can see at the bottom in the text tool options the different text tools, type tools, interchangeable I think. So we've chosen a font, a color, black, a size. This is the horizontal type tool. Probably the most commonly used type tool of the lot. So click on that and then click where you'd like to start your text. You'll see the arrow and the cancel button, and this is going automatically onto a second layer. The type usually goes onto another layer. So if you're all set, you can start typing. And if that's what you want, you can click the little green button, or you can change fonts. See how they alter in the menu and on screen. If that's what you want, you can now click that green arrow, tick rather, and it's set in its layer. It's still alterable and you can move it to where you want. I'll move it over here because I'm now going to show you the vertical tool on a different layer. I'll click once again on my type tool and choose the vertical text tool. So where I want it to begin, I'll click and I'll start to type. What we have to be aware of with vertical is that the gaps can be quite big and you may not fit as much in as you want. So be careful of that and experiment with sizes and you'll be okay. I'll change the size of this to roughly half, and then you can see. Same again, I can click and move with the move tool. I can say yes by hitting the tick, or I can change it to different fonts. And you watch as it changes on your page. Remember, I'm doing this in Elements, but it's very, very similar for Photoshop. Moving on, we now have the horizontal mask tool. So get a photo of something like this, plants, grass, sky, anything day to day and interesting. and you'll see the tool is the third from the right. I'm going to click and type, and I'm typing the word blossom. Once I've got that, I can click the tick, or I can move the word around. Now it's hard to see the marching ants, but they're there. So I move my move tool over the word, and I'm going to click, hold, and drag that text off there and onto a blank file. This is what I just typed, and it's come off the other photo. Now this is individual, so I can resize it. You could have children's eyes, you could have the grandkids playing, all sorts of things, but if you do, you probably need a fairly bold font. Right, a similar one is text on a shape. I made a red arrow here on my file. It's on a separate layer up there. I've selected that layer. I've now dragged over the arrow and it's highlighted with marching ants. I click on the tick and then I move my cursor up to the top, where in the right position it will change to a text tool, text on a path. You'll see the difference. Click there when it's in the right position and you can type. Make sure you've got black or a strong contrast color, and you can type. You have to be careful of strong corners. Because the type will overlap. So I'll just put a couple of spaces in here and more exclamation marks. You can also, with your move tool selected, shift that type around. Make sure that your type layer is selected if you want to move it. Another simple one to use. Okay, I'm going to draw an ellipse here. It's a type on a shape. So I go down, and when I click on that brush, the font brush, I've filled this with blue, which was not my intent. I think I'll have to go back. I can type on that, but there wouldn't be much point if it's all blue, because you're not going to see a lot. Still, let's keep going. I had the text as blue, so I'm now going to change it to black. And you'll see when you have a shape how neat it is when you type. You can really get the type going well. Now I've moved away, so I have to reselect it and put my cursor back in. That's the good thing here, you can do that. So this is the text on a shape tool, and you can use any of those shapes down there, or in fact create your own. Click the tick when you're done, and you can move that tick, the text anywhere around the page. Lots of different shapes there. Okay, the last one we're looking at is probably everyone's favourite, and that's the text on a path tool. I've drawn a quick picture of some hills. Now, when you do text on a path, it's the last tool down there. Click on that and it will come up as a pen, and you take it over your drawing and you draw a rough path for it to follow. Now, I'm not going to be too careful. Just follow the top hill. Be careful not to make too many sharp edges, because you'll have a clash of letters. But just draw, let go the pen there. If that's how you want it, click the tick, and that will tell it that the path is correct. Move your pen over the path and it will turn into the type tool. Click on that path and you can start to type, and it will follow the path you just drew. Make sure you have the contrasting colour. Forgive me, I just couldn't resist this crazy. I made a bit of a mistake there, or Photoshop Elements have, but we can fix that. And the H and the O are a bit close. The green, G-R-E-E-N, so I'll put a space between the G and the R, and in the H and the O, click the tick and it's all fine. I can move that up a bit or back down, it's going to follow. I wouldn't put it down there, but there are lots of possibilities. So have fun with it all. It's got some great capabilities and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching.